Welcome back. It's still Breakfast Daily on City TV. Thank you so much for staying with us. Now, for our relationship segment today, we're going to assess 5 things that could mean that you're just not ready for marriage. So if you're thinking about settling down and you are still doing these 5 things, then you have to go back to the drawing board to assess if marriage is for you or you need to change some of your behavior. Throughout our conversation, we want to hear from you. So if you have any questions, let us know with the hashtag Breakfast Daily. The WhatsApp line is 0550585832. If you're outside Ghana, please use the country code +233. And you're on Twitter, you can tweet at me at Gfacity TV. I have been joined by Reverend Bernie Osei-Gyia. Good morning, Bernie.
Good morning, Gfa.
How are you?
I do well. How about you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
July is practically over.
Yeah, final day.
Crazy. Now, the topic today, why is it even important for us to keep this in mind?
Marriage has, first and foremost, thanks for having me, and a great good morning to your crew and your cherished viewers. I'd like to think that marriage is, if you like, an institution that requires too much for it to be successful.
Okay.
There are so many variables that goes into it, and if you're not very well prepared for it, you might not enjoy it.
Wow.
No matter how much you love the person, there are too many things at play, and it's ideal that you ensure some of these things are, evident and present. It exists. You have the maturity in them. Then you are possibly guaranteed a happy marriage. Possibly. Now, I say this because there are too many things at play immediately you get into it that you can't turn back unless you walk away, which is also, as a Christian, not anything many times we encourage. So yes, it's ideal that if you really want to enjoy what you have, then you need to consider some of these things.
Okay, so let's walk right into it.
All right, so the first one, and so what I try to do is, there are some that are very relative to men.
Okay.
There are others relative to women, but of course there are the generic ones that both, parties need to look at. So for both parties, you are not ready when you are not ready to compromise.
Okay.
You see, you've lived your life for 25, 30 years by yourself, with your mindset and your philosophies. Now, suddenly, someone is getting into your space who you are not used to. Yes, you're used to talking and walking the parks, meeting yourself once in a while, but suddenly, you wake up and the person is right there. If you're possibly a Christian, you've never seen, this person in bed before, this is now your first time having to wake up. You will see his snoring. You will see some minor habits that he might have. You yourself might have certain things that he or she also, might be able to, struggle accommodating to. So one of the very key things that will tell you that you're ready to marry, is being able to understand that you're ready to compromise on certain things. If you're not ready, trust me, give yourself a year or two, maybe a couple of months.
You'll leave.
You will know that, no, this is not for me.
Okay.
All right, so you must be ready to compromise. Number 2, you must be ready to handle conflicts.
Okay.
You see, it's two people. They're trying to readjust their lives. Listen, dating is not marriage. No matter how much you guys love yourselves and you've been going out and doing this and that, it's cool. It's great. But one of the things you will learn when you get married from week 1 is that, Chief, we've been playing. And like when we were kids, we used to say that was just the same song.
Yeah.
It's ideal for you to understand that when you get in, everything changes.
Wow.
Everything changes, and you must be able to handle conflict. See, when you live in your home and your partner live in their homes, you meet up. When you fight, you can decide not to answer his calls or her calls or respond to anything, and for a couple of days you don't mind him, he doesn't mind you, you're fine. I mean, you can live your lives. When you're married, it's in your face. You're there with them. No matter what you don't like about the person, no matter how you hate their guts, no matter what you loathe about them, they are there with you. You sleep in the same bed. Even if you decide to go sleep in the couch or in the wherever, you will still wake up and you will see the person. And if you're not able to handle conflict, you are not ready to get married. So all these people who want things to be presented to them on a silver platter, talk to me a certain way, react to me a certain way, you smile with me on the left side of your lip, and all this nonsense that goes on, you're not ready for marriage. You must be able to deal with the conflicts that comes with it, and by then you know that yes, you're pushing towards achieving certain boundaries. Thirdly, if you're not ready to deal with third parties, if you're not ready to walk away from your third parties, you're not ready for marriage. Let me break this down a bit. Some of us still have some boyfriends or girlfriends that we still connect to.
You mean our exes?
No, not exes yet. I'll come to exes. So for example, I have this lady friend, I have this guy friend. We're just friends. We have some connection, but we might not have had relations, because exes means that we had something to do, we are no more. But currently you might have certain friends that they have some connection. Exactly. All right. But then you've agreed to marry someone, but you are struggling to actually let go some of these friendships, some of these besties, they call it. You know that there is some connection. Trust me, you will struggle in your marriage. It will come up. It will create an atmosphere of doubt and distrust from your partner. And these are very critical. If you're not ready to walk away from certain friendships, you are not ready for marriage. For some of us, it's boys. Some boys can't give up their boys stuff. They always need to show up. Trust me, it will hurt your marriage. Girls stuff. It's cool to have them, but it doesn't mean that must also take over your marriage, because you are now building something totally from ground up, and you need everything that would be nurtured to do well would need the time and the attention, and that is what you are also giving to these third parties. Exes are some of them. Some of us, when you meet your ex, Charlie is like momo. I mean, you can't hold yourself, you can't handle it, and you realize that, Charlie, no, I'm not over this guy, I'm not over this girl.
So cut the person off and focus on your marriage.
Chief, if you don't deal with it, it will deal with you. Because the truth is, when you have a connection with someone and there's someone else there, when you're even chatting with them, there is a way you react. Your emotions, your body language, and everything speaks differently. Your partner knows when you are talking to an ordinary friend. And when they look at you, they know that this is not ordinary.
Okay, what's the fourth and fifth one?
So, the fourth and maybe the fifth one, I don't know if it's fourth or fifth, but we'll try. Emotional insecurities, when you're not ready to get away from that. Some people cannot, no matter what you do for them, the emotional insecurity will hurt your marriage. Listen, emotional intelligence is prudent. I encourage everyone to take a course in that. Learn to understand some things about your emotions. It is critical. If I forgive me, today we'll do 1 or 2 bonuses. So maybe for the sake of time, number one, if you are a guy and you are not prepared to walk away from your parents' house, yes, they might have built a big house. It is for you. No one lives there. Maybe few family lives there. You've got a big quarters in there that belongs to you. Chief, leave. It is important. You see, what people don't get is, right now you're fresh in the family, so if you take your woman to your family house, they like her. But when you stay with someone, you discover things about her you might not like. Suddenly your family begin to detest your woman, and she will never have peace or happiness in that home. Listen, go find a single room, put a student mattress on the floor, start together. If you carry that woman to your family house, they will damage her. They will destroy the very core of her happiness, and she will never find peace. And guess what? When your woman is not finding peace, you only get one. It's ideal for you to understand, if you're a guy, leave. The Bible says that it's an ideal. This is what the Bible says. And God instituted marriage, not anyone. He said that until you leave and cleave, you're not in it. So you must leave your parents, leave your family, and cleave. Then your marriage will have a chance to be successful. All right. Now, next one, like I said, maybe 1 or 2 bonuses. But next one, for the woman, if your focus is on preparation for the wedding,
you failed,
and not the marriage, don't go in.
Dead on arrival.
Dead on arrival. The truth is that, you see, weddings are for women. It's not really for the men.
The men don't care.
I mean, Charlie, they will show up.
Maybe
Give
the
them the
reception,
chance,
they'll
they'll
get
come in their
food.
tracksuits.
Yeah.
All right? But the women spend their entire life planning how they want their weddings to be, but they forget planning and preparing for what a marriage must be. And if everything you've been thinking about is just the wedding, you are not ready. And this is a red flag that the guys should look out for.
Yeah.
Try and engage them in talking about the marriage and not the wedding. Because the wedding is 10 minutes. All the cleared things we surround it is a load of nonsense. It doesn't do anything. Reception and this and that, it means nothing. It's only people trying to feel good about something, which means nothing. All right, and finally, maybe let this be my final one. If as a woman, you're not ready to submit, don't do it.
Really?
No.
Why?
There is nowhere in the Bible, and because I said today, you spoke about marriage, not even the Constitution of Ghana, the Bible, God instituted marriage. Of course, our laws have come to put the laws in place to be able to curb the excesses, but God instituted it. There is nowhere in the Bible where God said that a woman must love a man. Nowhere. He always maintained that a woman must respect and honor the man. You see, what love is to a woman is what respect and honor is to a man. A man does not understand the language of love. They understand the language of honor. I need to say this again because a lot of women miss it. Have you ever sent a guy flowers before?
No.
It means nothing to them. A guy receiving chocolate and flowers, it's nothing.
But I've received plenty of flowers in my lifetime.
Because that is what women interpret to be love. For us, what shows us love is when you can be able to genuinely respect and honor the man. You weaken him.
Wow.
Men are the most weak, forgive my
Creatures
French, creatures on the planet.
On that note, Bernie, I'm gonna wrap you up. Where do we follow you on social media?
You can get me on Facebook as Bernardo Sadia.
Bernardo Sadia.
On LinkedIn as well, same Bernardo Sadia. On Instagram is at Benny Dia. And also, you can WhatsApp or you can call 0500 200 944.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Reverend Bernie Osadia, he says, be ready to compromise, be ready to handle conflict, be ready to submit, and just make sure that you're a team. At the end of the day, you're working together. Get rid of all those excesses in your past because they're going to cause big troubles in your marriage. So for all the gifties out there, my director giftie is looking to get married this year. She's going to be paying attention to all those things to ensure that we'll be at her wedding in December.
I'm coming.